It has been a long day. I wake up today around 6:30 a.m. as usual, and back to back meetings as the TPM. And it's super exhausted. Now I want to take a break. I would like to invite you, come with me, go to a journey to the future, take the time machine. But the only ask I need from you guys is tighten your seatbelt.
Good morning, Max. Today is August 20th, 2030. We're expecting the typical Seattle rain this morning, but good news. It should clear up by 1 p.m. The afternoon will be sunny with a brief high of 30 degrees Celsius. Perfect weather for your favorite sport, boating. Based on both your office and personal calendars, I've reserved a boating spot for you at 4:30 p.m. at Green Lake, just 30 minutes from your office. Let me know if you want me to cancel.
Keep it. I like it.
While you were sleeping, your mom called. As an authorized user for your family knowledge base, I have provided her updates from the last call you had with her, and she's requested a human response. Let me know if you want to listen to the recording and reply now.
I expected that. I will take the call later. Okay.
For your career development, Seattle AI Community is having an event at 6:30 p.m. today. Mr. Wang's personal agent will be presenting on the latest AI skills. Since you are boating today, I've prepared a list of questions based on your interests and research areas, and will be happy to join the event on behalf of you and then share you the recording afterwards. What's your thought?
Yeah, I like boating more. Thank you.
Have a good day and enjoy your boating.
All right, there's a lot that has been demonstrated over here. And by the way, I don't think it's going to take until 2030 to make this happen. Things are just changing so much. A lot of these things are possible. So what you see here, the red highlighted things are the ability to access the latest and greatest information. The ones that you see, the purple color are basically the personal knowledge base about me, about my behavior, the way I work, and the green highlighted things are the things that large language model can do. You guys should use updates for those green things in the future. So the question is, what am I building? Is it the Krabby robot? Another one? Or maybe it's a highly intelligent based. This is, by the way, one of my favorite movies. I don't know, have you guys watched this movie before? Yeah, I Robot. You didn't? Watch it. I mean, amazing, like probably 10 years ago, almost that. So really what I'm building is DMax. I'm my personal assistant that get to know what I think, know how I talk, also help me to get things done in a more smarter way, in a more proactive fashion. So that's DMax. So why am I building this? As AI becomes a thing, everybody's talking about using AI to do more and more of our work. Honestly, a lot of people lost job and are concerned of losing the job. So I think the key question is, what's the difference between AI and human? What AI cannot do and a human can do. To me, that's a strategic thinking skill. That's a critical thinking skill. But we are all heads down working on our day-to-day stuff. Where do we get time to improve our critical and strategic? So I want to build something that can do the day-to-day work on behalf of me, so I can spend more time thinking rather than doing. So how to build this? When I started thinking about the problem, I start back from how humans solving problem today. It typically goes through 1 to 7 different steps, from defining the problem, analyzing the problem, steps, criteria, so on and so forth. If we really thinking solving this in the terms of AI or generative AI, we are talking about the chat prompt, the knowledge base, certain reasoning model, and the ability to take actions, put on both skills that you can call or MC. So what really I'm building from the logical components, I'm building something that has these 4 high-level components. That's the brain, which representing the reasoning model, reasoning process. There's a memory, basically the knowledge base we need to build. There is a competency, the skills, and there is a sensation part, which is user experience. So these are the things I have been thinking when I started building the solution. It has to be privacy and security by design. I'm dealing with a lot of personal data, PI, etc. I do not want anybody else other than myself knows that. It has to be context-aware, self-adaptation, because we know things are changing every single day. In the past, we are talking about what's going to happen in IT in 10 years, and then we are talking about 5 years. I think in the era of AI, we'll talk about what's going to happen next week or maybe tomorrow. Things are changing so fast. It has to be modularized, scalable, iterative, and future-ready flexibility. So let's see how this works. I actually built some prototype. It's a working prototype. Everything what you're going to see here is actually working today. So it starts by having a It's Me app, which is a knowledge collector. I installed this in my iPhone. It's basically a journal application that works with me on a daily basis. When I'm driving from office to home, I'm opening this up. I'm just chatting with my friend. All this information are captured locally in my iPhone. When I'm going back to at home, when my iPhone connects to Wi-Fi, it automatically downloads this data from my iPhone to my local server in my local environment. This is not going to the cloud. This is only going through the local network. And by the way, I'm capturing not only the text, but also the voice. That in the future, I'm hoping the agent I'm building is not only thinking and talking the same way, even as today I'm making a lot of grammatical mistakes. In the English is not my native speaking language. My agent is going to have the same grammatical mistakes. Do not know if that's a good thing. So it comes to its data sync application, which is a knowledge center. Again, this is hosted locally in my server, in my local environment. Well, it has some process where you can see today I enabled the journal as input, where what it does is process the journal coming from my iPhone, understand who am I, what's my habit, my behavior pattern, my thinking pattern, as well as things to do, etc., etc. Yeah. So what you can see, the information about the behavior, maybe it's not clear enough. The habits, we use all this there over here. This becomes the knowledge base for the agent to process. Next step are the MCP solution I built together. So it's basically a set of the skills that is processing and handling my data. Right now, this MCP is pretty naive. It only deals with my knowledge base. It's not able to really connect with external world to do certain things. Again, maybe I should use Archive to be able to send the emails, deal with other things. And the last is the digital version of myself. As what you can see, it started getting the context. I asked the question, how are you? It started saying, how's your project and your work at Oracle? Yes, I work in Oracle. And my agent actually know I work in Oracle. It started asking those type of questions. Yeah, underlying, if you can see, I purposefully built a triage section where you can see how the data is processed. When you ask a question, it calls the MCP server. It deals with the knowledge base and find these details, and then use these details to wrap up the final output, the response from agent. So putting all this together, there are 4 different components. The It's Me journal app represents as the main data input right now. The data gets locally synced into its data sync application. Well, it processes the data, generates a vector database. Currently, it's a Quandrant locally installed on my local machine. And then we had its DMax as a chat interface where it can deal with the knowledge base and having conversation with me. And in the future, I need to add capabilities where it can actually do things for me. So these are the tech stack of things that's involved over here. Uh, I think the key here is I would like these things to be language agnostic, model agnostic. That's still undergoing debate. So what next? To me, if we are saying AI is artificial intelligence, every time when I'm thinking what next, I'm trying to think about how human grows. Start with a 1-year-old, human learns how to speak and how to talk. That's basically some foundational component that needs to be in place. And then when turn into 7 years old, we go to school, we start acquiring new knowledge. We get out of the university, started going to the office. We started learning some basic job functions and skills. And then when we become mature enough, we become industry expert. We are supporting families. So if we are mimicking that in the way I'm thinking about building this solution, it's starting by building foundational components, goes to enrich the knowledge base, which I'm doing right now, goes to expand the skill library, at last optimize the reasoning model. So we piece this together. Today, the prototype, what you see, supports a journal input, has a fixed set of skills I built. The only interface is the chat. It's coding very reactive. I ask, it responds. In the future, what I would want is able to ingest all signals. It could be from my email, from my LinkedIn, from my Outlook, etc., etc. It should be able to learn things on its own, identify things I ask it to do, but it's not able to do. Start prioritizing those things for me, and go Google, search how to build it, and build it myself itself. And then from the presentation there, I would like to build AR and VR. It's no longer just a simple chat interface. Last but not least is be able to proactively take in things on behalf of me. Why I should always ask it to do things for me. If it knows I have a to-do things in my backlog, it should either do it for me or remind me to do that thing. So who am I? Actually, the people who are talking to you is Max's agent. No, just kidding. I currently work in Oracle. I am in the industry for 24 years. I started as a software engineer, and then currently I'm at TPM in Oracle. Everything you see is my side project, what I'm done over my weekend. My principle has been customer obsessed, bias for action, blah, blah, blah. But things I really into the most is the last one, no BS. So if you have questions, if I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. So why I'm doing this over here? I don't think I'm able to do this myself. The space is very ambiguous. It's definitely a lot of areas is beyond my technical expertise. I'm learning, but if you're interested in this idea, if you're interested in this project, feel free to connect with me. We can build this together. So if we are building this together, then it is probably talking about a community. These are the things that in my mind, this community should persist. Be honest, whatever you see here, I just chat GPT, and the answer from chat GPT I pasted over there. To me, the most important thing is none of that. It's have fun and learn together. That's the only thing that matters. That's it. Thank you guys so much.
All right, Max, thanks for the showcasing to some interesting project. All right, do we have any questions for Max right now? Okay.
I'm pretty sure they have other questions. I just start off. And also, congrats on your networks jump since yesterday's Oracle jump as well. So you'll probably feel very happy today over this weekend celebrate. So my question is, so for a human being, you basically just like compare your digital twins to a human beings and its growth path, from childhood to a mature human being. But in reality, most people actually get information like 80-90% information from the visual, right? So we learn, we sense this world basically from the visual. And that's basically something you're missing in this part. So do you have an idea how to? I mean, on the top of my head, I can see if you wear something like a ribbon, ribbon middle, ribbon story, and always like recording what you see, and then you can just train your model based on the video or image you have take throughout the day, and I think that's probably even more better, right? In terms of building this multimodality model. And also, you mentioned right now, you only like converse with your phone, basically record all this information. But there's some other company, I believe, they have like friends or something, right? They have like a pendulum is always recording like all the information throughout the day, and basically you can leverage those data, right? Trying to build a model that will be more close, right, to your personality, your personal journey throughout the way. So how do you see that? How do you see you can build this more enriched data into your model?
Yeah, great question. I want to take us back to this part of my presentation. You're spotted on. I'm only taking the journal. When I say all signals, it's visual, it's text, it's voice, it's everything. I do not have the skill set today to build that myself. So if you're the expert, welcome to join my project and help to build that thing, or anybody's interested. I'm being super transparent. There's so many possibilities in this. And honestly, I believe there probably has more than 100 similar products in the market that already have way more things here. To me, this is not a project where I'm going to monetize and start up and doing something. To me, this is an opportunity to be all learn together. If you're interested, we can build together, have some fun. So I know I'm not answering you, but that's definitely a great idea. I want to build it. If anybody interested, let's build it together.
I like the call to action. Any other questions? Going once. Oh, there she is. Dave got it.
Hey, Mike, Max, this is a very great idea about the digital mic, Max. Whatever I feel a little bit concerned about, okay, we are physical body. Eventually, 100 years later, we gone. You won't have the digital of you live forever, or you want someone else take care of this digital mic, keep growing after 85. I like you, the tree, very good. So after 85, what you expect? You want to kill that digital?
That, yeah. Well, 100% I'm not going to kill it. And by the way, there's no me to kill it at that time. One of the reasons I built this was at some point in my life, I have been going through a very tough situation. I was not expecting to talk about that. I'm not going to get into the details. I have a 9-year-old daughter. I was thinking about if I'm not here around to support her, I hope something is around her that she can use to memorize me. So I think the question is not about 100 years later. Do we want to have something that's perceived in the world, in the digital world, that's relatively free, that people can go back? I mean, there's so many movies about this concept that it's not new. So the short answer to you is why we kill it. It's a digital thing. Yeah. Until people will kill it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Good question.
Awesome. Great. There's a couple more questions. Hang on.
I think this is a really, really cool idea. It has a lot of potential. I see this could be useful for like people with disabilities. But my question isn't related to that. I'm more sort of curious on whether or not you have plans on connecting it, sort of like the knowledge base, furthermore than journals, and go beyond to the social media aspect, because I'm sure a lot of people here, have a lot of very active like social footprint, and I was wondering if you could like touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I want to just bring to a screen. It's easier to representing my thoughts there. So here, there is something called authorized user for family knowledge base. So to me, the knowledge has to be in tiers. What knowledge I want to keep it with myself, nobody else should know. What knowledge I want to share maybe with my family, or knowledge I want to share with my friends. What knowledge is public. So maybe there's going back to your question, the knowledge can also beyond just myself as an entity. It can go beyond as a social, as a networking, etc., etc. But I think the key is we need to categorize those knowledge and has control on that. And I also don't believe there is a certain rule that we have to apply for all. I don't believe one size fits all. But I think we should give that user ability to control that. And I also don't believe you need to configure everything. If AI is able to analyze historical data about you, AI should be able to make a fair, good suggestion based on historically how you deal with your information. And then you can just choose which one, yes, I like that. No, I actually don't want to share that. Yeah.
Hi, I have another question too. So you know how as we progress here in AI world, like a lot of models consume data and keep consuming more data, but there's something that I worry about is like, how do we prevent bad actors like, um, like contaminating those data? Um, like, have you thought about like a guardrail to
Yeah.
avoid that?
Yeah. So far the solution, all the knowledge-based data is hosted locally. And the things that's going through internet are the conversations, but the knowledge base are all hosted locally. In my mind, today we have all these APIs hosted in different cloud providers. But I think in the future, why not all of us have our own server? With NVIDIA release these digits that you can run X meaning of calculations locally. Why can't we all of us have a server? Why don't we all own our own data rather than giving away our data? So that's my dream, but I know that's beyond my capability to build, but I'm going to drive towards that direction.
All righty. Last question.
I will help Max to answer your question. So we can create our own models. Now we can host our own models locally using a LM Studio. So there is a LM Studio available where you can host your own models. There is a Olama available where you can host your own models. In that case, you can fine tune those models as per your requirements, as per your personal data also.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So at this time, thank you, Max, for a very interesting presentation.